Today, some worrying topics that I want us to have a conversation about. The way Ghanaian youth abuse drug. Have you ever abused any drugs before?
Yes. Not what when I said yes, all of your facial expressions.
Drugs.
Mine was like I was going through a certain pain at a point in time. And then I felt the medication I was given wasn't working because I was taking and the pain was still there. So I wanted to take more to get more results, to get faster results. So that's how come I took an overdose of the drug.
I was dating a girl then, so I wanted to go and visit her at her mom's place or something. Yeah, I think I was going somewhere, and I took the pill because it was like a routine. Like as I wake up in the morning, I have to take my pill, to feel good. Yeah, before I can even start the day and then do anything. So I took 3. Yeah, I took 3. And I was very okay. Then I didn't eat because where I was going, I knew I was going to eat there.
Okay.
So I was home, I didn't eat, I just took the pills and away.
Yeah.
So I took bike and left. So when I dropped, I remember dropping from the bike. After dropping, then I didn't know what happened again. The next time I woke up, I saw a lot of people around me. And I was like, even the girl I was going to meet was there.
Wow.
So because I was close to her place and I had gotten down from the bike and I was supposed to go and meet her, so it was their hood. So she knew I was coming. So people were shouting that, what did they happen to this guy? So he too almost sitting at me. So I was down. So they were asking me, do I have any sickness? I said no. Is anything wrong with you? I said no. I've never, so they.
Hi guys, welcome to BB Podcast with me, Brain Bright. In the studio today, I have amazing guests in the studio today. So I'll quickly introduce them, then we'll start the conversation. On my immediate right is
Esther Duncan Reynolds.
Stephen Akpesori. And I'm an artist manager and a filmmaker.
Oh, okay. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's an amazing time having you guys.
May that say bravery.
Today, some worrying topics that I want us to have a conversation about. That is the way Ghanaian youth abuse drug. So, you've been seeing it over and over. Some people can take some substance that they will stand and then that is it. Then they are sleeping. Unless you hit them hard before they can be able to walk or even talk. What is your observation to start with, Mr. Akpesori?
Okay, first of all, once again, good day to everybody, our viewers out there. And it's a pressing issue, if I would say, because it's rampant. Everywhere you go, people take different kind of substance. But for me, I think one of the reasons why people go into that venture, quote unquote, let me just say venture, it's because I feel like sometimes people want to escape from reality.
Okay. How?
You see the reality of life. The thing be say, sometimes life no easy.
Oh yeah, sure.
And the thing be say, sometimes you may be pushing at something and it'll be like, it'll be like the word for press you.
Okay.
I'm just saying that this is one of the reasons why people venture into something like that, because you want to escape from reality. You want to feel like, you want to try to kill that worry at that moment. But the problem is, people feel like they can kill the moment forever. But you can never kill the moment forever with drugs. So that is why people keep taking it, because at some point the feeling will die. So you want to revive that feeling. So you go for it again.
Hold on. Have you had such an experience before, right?
I think I agree with what he is saying. I have not had it personally.
Okay.
But I have seen instances and I have spoken to people who have actually been in and out of that same situation. And as he said, most of them say they got into it because they were trying to forget something, or to be in a different world, or just to be happy.
To be happy?
Yes, just to be happy.
Yeah, I mean, people find happiness in different things.
Yes.
Oh, okay, sure.
You can't take it away, and it's the reality of life. You know, what gives you happiness may not give me happiness. You know, so because our tastes are different. Even God created our taste gland different. If you taste food, you know, like I go taste and go like So, but the reality is that is why people want to escape from the reality of life.
Yeah.
They want to escape from problems of life.
But you escaping from that problem, kidney failure is there.
Okay, the addiction, when you're addicted to it, you usually don't care about the consequences
of what
happened. Because you are living for the now. A lot of people they are living for the now. They don't think about what happens tomorrow. They just want to escape that problem of now. Even the abuse of the drugs, this is not just pills.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even alcohol. People run to alcohol for safety, quote unquote, just because they want to feel safe. They want to feel like forget about their sorrows. That's why people run to alcohol, even some of these drugs where people take them. But you should understand that there are effects.
Good.
Effect aside, even aside the health effect, the brain.
Okay.
That's where it damages most. The brain. Intake of drugs is not bad, but the overdose and misuse of it, because some of these drugs are prescribed. If you go to the hospital, some of the pills people take, like the tramadol and all of that, they are prescribed from medical doctors. But
even with that one, they give you dose.
Yes.
That's
what I'm saying.
Of what you are supposed to take.
So when you take more than that, that is the overdose of it.
Okay.
When you take more than the usual dose prescribed, it's overdose, because the usual dose will not make you feel good. The usual dose is there to just cure you of maybe your illness or maybe something that is wrong with you, why that pill was prescribed. But if you take overdose of anything, it puts you in another mood. Even paracetamol, if you take more than the prescribed dose, take like 5 or 6, you will start feeling you start feeling a different kind of way. And some may like it, some may not like it. You know, that's why I say we are all different. Because somebody can taste drugs today, the person will not like the feeling. Okay. The person will not go there again.
Anymore.
But somebody will take it today, and I like the way I feel today.
You take some before?
Which particular drug are you talking about?
Have you ever abused any drugs before?
Yes. Not what when I said yes, all of your facial expressions.
We just wanted to. You see, we mostly tag the men, the male figures for them abusing. Drugs.
Mine was like I was going through a certain pain at a point in time, and then I felt the medication I was given wasn't working because I was taking. And the pain was still there. So I wanted to take more to get more results, to get faster results. So that's how come I took an overdose of the drug.
So after that?
Yes, it did work. It calmed my nerves. The pains went so
everything
down.
Just went.
I couldn't feel it.
Okay, for sure. So have you had any friend who maybe you've talked to recently that have abused drugs? Or you know of someone who...
We have abused drugs before.
Really?
Yeah.
What type of drug?
See, I have a friend, if we are going to eat, unless that friend, high, at least 1 or 2 row.
No. You
see, that is the addiction.
The highness is separately. Say you want to hide before you chop, or you want to hide before you...
No, you see, that is the addiction aspect that is making the youth abuse it more. You see?
Yes.
Today you see one youth guy that on social media, they have to contribute money to help kidney failure. Now we don't even have dialysis machines working. You see, so like the more the youth abuse drugs, they will die. Because, so I even had a fight with him. Boy, Charlie, this thing, they need. At least eat like for once. Without roll, you go, you see.
See, I feel it's not his wish that he would always go take whatever you think he's taking to eat. But it has gotten to the point that if he doesn't take it, he can't eat.
That is the addiction.
That's the addiction aspect of it.
So that is what is killing.
Yeah, but the addiction, the moment, that's why the brain, you see the brain is wired, our brain is wired to, in a way that if we do something over and over again, it becomes part of us.
Good.
And the brain is also wired in a way that if you try something that you like the feeling, you want to try again.
Okay.
That is how our brain is wired.
Yeah.
If you try something and you like the feeling, you want to go for it again. And it's also, these are the two things. If you try something and it's good for you, you want to try it again. That's how. So, but then, the effect, if we would want to talk about the effect a bit, so that, I mean, people can also know that they are real, it's a killer.
Like,
you get, even when you are taking it, it's a killer. And it doesn't matter what kind of drug. It can be pill, it can be maybe weed or something. It can be any kind of pill, lean. Some of those things people take.
Can I say something?
Even people even sniffing glue.
That's serious.
See, on my way back home, like from work to the house, I saw one man typically sniffing gutta. When I just want to get high, like for what?
You see, the addiction. Yeah, the addiction. When the addiction comes in, your usual dose, you don't feel it anymore. Your usual dose, if you were taking 2 pills, and then you get addicted, the 2 pills will not be enough for you anymore. That's what the brain be. Yes, want more. Something you like, the brain is wired to want more. So when you take 2, me, I've been addicted to tramadol before.
So what was the experience like?
Okay. Now, I tried it once. A friend of mine, I'll tell you how I got into it, yeah? A friend of mine, we are always very cool. He's a cousin to me, he's like my cousin, so we are very cool. So I walked up to him one day and I was like, bro, I did think, my head is hot. We're just having a conversation and all of that. So he gave me the pill. So make a take. He's saying, take this one. So it was like, it's a capsule kind of. So he gave it to me and I said, so if I take this one, I'll be cool. He said, oh, if you take it, you don't go to worry yourself.
See.
So I said, okay, so I took it. So automatically, I like the feeling. You see what I'm saying?
So peer pressure is also another factor.
Maybe. Yeah. I wasn't actually pressured. Yeah, I wasn't actually pressured though, but
maybe that your cousin could just advise yo bro, take it easy.
He was only trying to help.
He was trying to help.
He was trying to help.
That helped.
He felt like that thing helped him.
Yes.
But something that worked for someone will actually not work for you.
How would you know if you don't try it? How would you know if you don't try it?
So now he had discovered something that worked for him through his hard time, or maybe when his head was hot.
Okay.
Now, when I went to him and said, oh, bro, my head is hot. So he was like, oh, take. So I said to be this, oh, tramadol. I said, okay. I took it in the evening. So the next morning, we met again. I was like, oh, bro, I like that feeling. I like that feeling. So you get some. So we get. So
it become your pharmacy.
Yeah. So it give me. So now, whenever I go to him and I don't get it, I have to look for a way to get it.
And then
so now I asked him, so where I go fit to get this thing? So he told me that, oh, if you go, so he told me where I can get it, give me everything. So I said, okay, fine. Nah, I don't need him anymore. So me, I had to go purchase my stuff by myself. And then it was so serious to the extent that it could grow from one pill. I could take 2. Okay. So from 2, I had the reason say, oh, this one is 120 milligram. So the 120 milligram, they work well again. So there's another one that is 225 milligram. Hey. So I was like, oh, another one I won't go for now because the 120 milligram, they do well for me. So my guy said, so no problem. Hey. So I went for that one. I started buying that one. Okay. So I went from 1 pill again, from the 225 milligram. I went from 1 pill to 2. From 2, I could take 3.
So at what point did you realize that, no, this is actually killing me?
Okay. It affected me in a way. I went somewhere, I think then I was dating a girl then, so I wanted to go and visit her at her mom's place or something, yeah. I think I was going somewhere and I took the pill because it was like a routine. Like, as I wake up in the morning, I have to take my pill. Like, yeah, to feel good. Before I can even start the day and then do anything. So I took 3. Yeah, I took 3. And I was very okay. Then I didn't eat because where I was going, I knew I was going to eat there. Okay. So I was home, I didn't eat, I just took the pills and away. Yeah. So I took bike and left. So when I dropped, I remember dropping from the bike. After dropping, then I didn't know what happened again. The next time I woke up, I saw a lot of people around me. And I was like, even the girl I was going to meet was there. Wow. So because I was close to her place and I had gotten down from the bike and I was supposed to go and meet her, so it was their hood. So she knew I was coming. So people were shouting that, what did happen to this guy? So he too almost sitting at me. So I was down. So they were asking me, do I have any sickness? I said no. Like, is anything wrong with you? I said no. Like, I've never. So
what really happened?
Apparently, I went blank. I fell. And I fell and people started telling me that I was acting like an epileptic patient. So they were asking me, do you have any epilepsy in your family? See, they were asking me a lot of questions. I said no. So I went back home. I didn't even know it was a drug. So I went back home and I started thinking, why? But meanwhile, I was still taking my pills. So I went somewhere one day and it was like a ghetto area. So I saw a guy he just fell from the chair. He started acting in some way. So when people started, I was like, I said, the tramadol, here you go, they're okay right now, after some time. So I was like, okay. So I went back home on my own. I started thinking, I said, so could it be this? What? So now what happened to me? So I was now thinking about, so the way this guy disgraced himself. So like, is this how I behaved that day? Like,
but you still with your girlfriend though?
Yeah. I was still then. So I was like, this kind of experience there, I don't want it. So that was the end.
So just advise yourself to stop.
Yes. So that was the end. Because I was scared of what could happen. The experience I saw when I said, so I was really in that position. So I just stopped. So for me, I feel the pill, the drugs, whatever drug it is, when you take it, the moment you feel good with you are good to go.
But the aspect of where people sniffing glue, like it could actually glue your line set. Like, I don't get it. Wait, it's true. Like, people even pouring.
I actually have a question for you. You said you stopped. How did you stop?
Like, I'm sure you just overthink it.
With addiction, you can't just decide.
Yeah, you see, that's one thing. Yeah. That's one thing I actually don't know. Me.
How you stop?
Yeah. For me, I've heard even people say addiction is not easy to stop an addiction. It's not easy to stop an addiction, which is true. It's not easy to stop an addiction, but I was scared of something worse. It was something worse that could happen that I was scared of. That was why I stopped. So it was an instant thing. I just told myself, this thing, yeah.
So your trigger was the disgrace?
Yes. My trigger was the disgrace. I could be somewhere, maybe because I had to take my pig go everywhere. So I could be somewhere, maybe, and I also work in the corporate world, even say street cracker, corporate cracker. So just imagine, say I walk into an office and then I just collapse.
Just like that.
Just like that. So I was scared of that thing happening to me again.
Okay. Have you dated someone like that?
I haven't dated someone like that.
Imagine.
But I know a friend who was addicted to something at a point in time. His own was ashish.
He said they call it ashish.
He said you have to grind it and then add it to how do you call it? Jots. That's how he said it was. And then he became so addicted that if he wakes up early in the morning and he doesn't just mix that with jots, like he feels so uncomfortable. So one time, he was at the ghetto and someone prompted him and was like, Charlie, did he see what happened to the guy who takes the coke? Then he was like, nah. Then he said, even that shishka, be like then they add small coke to it. Then he said, they add coke to hashish. So he actually did his research and then he noticed small white particles in it. And he was like, if this can happen to somebody like this.
Like what happened to Mr. Stevenson?
His fear of disgrace also pulled him out of that.
Okay.
So he stopped, but he has seen and he still sees people who takes this ashish. And he says, when you start taking ashish, it's like you're taking coke. And when you become addicted to cocaine, that's practically the end.
Really?
The only solution for you is rehab.
Rehab.
Yes, because you can't see anybody who just goes into cocaine and then says,
just come
I'm
out
of it like that on my own. He says it got to a dead point. Even he had to go to rehab because it was that critical.
Was it taken there or he himself offered for the rehab?
It was family members who took him.
Oh, okay. So they also realized that he was going off at a point in time that and then they actually have to do something for him.
But I also think people need to be aware that regardless of your addiction and anything, how you try to escape reality or try to run away from issues of life, their effects, which is serious. And, somebody can say, oh, me, I don't do drugs, so me, I smoke weed.
That's what they actually say.
Somebody can tell you that, oh, this one I know be drug, it be weed, this one be leaf. This one are herbs. Yeah, natural herbs. You understand? So, So a lot of people take it. But everybody should also know that their effects, the greatest damage is to the brain. And when we're growing up, they used to tell us that if you smoke weed, your brain will open. If you smoke, if you smoke, but when you smoke weed, what it actually does is, you may think, say, your brain they open. You may even think because what it does is, it actually make you sober.
Okay, calm.
Yes, it makes you sober.
Depending on the type of person who takes it, everybody and the way it reacts with them.
Weeds generally will calm you down.
Because I know people who are normally calm.
Yeah, but I would like to also change. I'd like to also correct a misconception where people feel like weed smokers are crazy people. Like if you smoke weed, then you start. When I was growing up, they used to tell us that that boy they smoke weed, no go there. If you near him, if it vex, we feel like we used to think that people who smoke weed, when they get angry, they scatter things.
Everything.
But it's not true. Weed makes you sober. If you take your time, make your research about the weed, you understand that people who smoke weed, they tend to become lonely. They tend to
like they enjoy
they enjoy their own self more than anything.
More than anybody else. Like they don't want to go near to anybody.
Yeah,
like they prefer to be in their own canine, raising things.
People who smoke weed and then take other pills, those are the people who react.
Okay.
Who react overly more than their self. Okay. But just weed alone, weed makes you sober. That's the truth. But the other drugs can push you. You feel like you're on top of the world. You feel like
nobody, you are the one above the law. You can actually sweep everybody off.
But the effect of weed, one of the effects of weed and other drugs, it can make you forget.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like you forget yourself.
You can not forgetting yourself, but somebody who smokes weed can walk into this room now looking for Esther. Maybe he came from the outside there. He saw Esther. He knew Esther was here, so he came from the outside and wants to come and tell Esther something. The person may come inside, go forget what he wanted Esther. He may even forget that he came from Esther. He will see Esther, all right, greet Esther, all right, but he go call the reason. Why I come here? Wait, something bring me come here. Then he go back again. Then he go come back again. He will call him back. It be Esther. They will come back again.
Oh, but that thing normally happens. Like even if you are not taking drugs,
it affects so imagine if you are not taking drugs. So just it happens. So just imagine when you are taking the weed.
Yeah, because sometimes I just walk to my room and be like, I want to take something, or I pick my phone that I want to talk to somebody, but I forget. So I'll just put the phone down, and then maybe some minutes later, then I'll realize that I actually want to talk to this person. Then I'll phone the person.
It's always menopause.
Yeah, but me, when I used to also take drugs, I've been to interview before where I felt like, so when I finished after the interview and everything, we spoke and I left. So I felt like I had killed it. Yeah. So when I went back home, I took my time to start thinking about the entire interview and the conversation and all of that. So I was like,
did I say this?
Why I not talk this? Why I not talk this? Why didn't I say this? Why didn't I say this? So I forgot completely about the vital points that I was supposed to hit on. So it can be dangerous. It can affect the brain really, really hard.
So would you say that is why people take it? To forget their problem?
No, not to forget their problem.
There's a myth like that people smoke to forget their problem. And they have
people maybe take alcohol to forget like their sorrow, or maybe out of relationship frustration.
Yes.
People just want to take something.
That's why from the beginning I started
that reality.
Good. From the beginning I started with saying people take these things to escape reality, to escape the fact that you've been heartbroken.
Yeah.
To escape the fact that you don't get money. To escape the fact that something is worrying your mind, to escape the fact that maybe something bad happened to somebody around you. You just want to. So that is why people resort to some of these things. They run to some of these things for help. But the problem is those things will never help you. Never. Like it will never help you. It will only make you feel like you know the problem. It will only make you feel like that problem is not there. It's not there. So you feel like, but later
after
you definitely face it.
You definitely so that's where you have to run back for it again.
Yes.
And then be like, no.
Yes.
This thing is still hitting me.
Yes.
Like,
I just want to. And some people, that's why they will always want to smoke or want to take that pill. That's where the addiction comes in.
So it's not because like I want to be like smoking. Maybe you take it a day, maybe a week later before you take it.
Oh no, I'm not sure there's a smoker who smokes like that.
But at the end of the day, it affects the lungs also.
You know, when you are taking it, just because you are taking it for a problem or a pain, you wouldn't even think of what happens to you later.
Exactly.
So do people just smoke for smoking's sake? Because my friend Esther is smoking or Mr. Steven is smoking, so I just have to smoke.
That is when kids are doing it.
Maybe when you start, like she said, peer pressure may lead you to want to smoke. There are friends, you get friends, maybe say like they are smoking. So you feel like, oh, make her try this thing one day. So when you try it, if it's good for you, you like the feeling. That's the brain. When the brain likes the feeling, you go for it. But when the brain doesn't like the feeling, you don't. I've also given weed to my kid brother. He's not like a small kid or like he's grown. He's like he's a matured guy. So he saw me one day smoking. So he was like, bros, this thing every time. I said, oh yeah. So he said he would try because he was seeing me doing it all the time. So he said he would try. He tried it once. I said, bros, wait till day here. Wait till day this thing. You know? So he didn't like the feeling. Yeah. So he will never go back. But there are people, the moment they take it, they like the feeling.
They like the feeling, how they get high and things.
And most times, I mean, everybody is wired differently, but it has effects.
Oh yeah, like the effect aspect is what sometimes when I see people facing like your lungs is broken, like you actually have to go to hospital because you don't have money. So you actually have to resort to others to contribute.
By the end of the day, one thing that you also understand that anybody can die anytime. I mean, whether you are taking pill or not. So that is one thing that people also used to console themselves. At the end of the day, all die be die. You go see.
All die be die.
You can even see a 70-years-old man who has been smoking for more than 50 years, still walking strong and healthy.
That shouldn't
this
be
person they smoke jot. Where the jot they say it kills this thing, it kills everything and all of that. But still, that person is still walking. I know of an old man. He still they climb roof. They nail. They cover people roof and all of that. But
for someone's system might be different from yours. That won't be a case where you want to associate like, oh yes, it's true. Everybody smokes, so you can actually smoke to that extent. But to your lungs may be different from the other person's lungs.
But do you know why people don't
see? There are people.
Because even on the cigarette part, even on the cigarette part,
that's why I want to come. That's why I want to come.
I know people who don't smoke at all. One person has kidney failure.
Oh, good. Imagine the person is smoking.
Oh no, and there's another person who also has smoked all his life, and his kidney is intact.
Yes, Charlie.
So this time,
I just don't know that people don't care.
Just opposed to what?
Yeah, where you should know that people don't really care about the aftermath is because on the cigarette pack,
you see the heart.
It's bold.
Bold. Smokers die young.
Yes.
That one self don't scare people.
But still, people go and they'll read this, look the picture.
Some people don't even mind. Like they actually take the cigarette out and throw the pack away.
I even blame those who produce the cigarettes.
Why?
They are
business people, and they know. You know, nicotine is addictive.
Yeah.
The nicotine they use is very, very addictive. Okay. So, but they also know that, and that is why they are bringing in those things so that you go and buy again and again. They are business people. You can't fault them for doing their business. It depends on you. At the end of the day, they didn't use gun to face you that come and buy king size or come and buy this. They are doing their business. They just look for a way to advertise it, and then even the government will let you know if you don't put that thing, smokers are liable to die young. You can't sell it.
Yeah,
it's a must. If not, they won't put it.
So that should even scare people away from
scare anybody. Also, it won't scare anybody. But we should just sensitize the public that it is wrong.
Yeah. It is wrong. Yes.
It is not right in any way. Yeah. It affects the brain and it affects the lungs. In fact, it's not even about the lungs or the heart or I'm talking the brain, because that is where everything starts from. Yeah. So if your brain is affected, I'm not sure you'll be able to do anything. Yeah. So the public just need to be aware. Everybody, the youth, kids, teenagers, because right now it's not even youth who abuse drugs anymore. Teenagers, they are the ones who,
if you go to club, people are even popping
they are curious.
Like you feel
curiosity. That's why,
dragons,
and that's why they are discovering new way to get high every day.
Yeah.
This sniffing of glue is not in. It's not like it didn't happen 20 years ago.
No,
it is this new generation, because they feel like
they call themselves new Gen Z.
The Gen Z. So they look for ways to always get high more than their previous highness. So that's how.
When you talk about it affecting their brain and all that, you're even taking it far. Just look at yourself now if you want to start smoking, and picture somebody who is smoking and has smoked for a long time, and think whether you want to be in that, especially the junkies. And just imagine yourself in that same situation, since he said that is what made him abstain because of the disgrace. And other people also stopped because they were the fear of being disgraced, the fear of, hey, me see myself like this, I don't want it to be. So at least picture yourself in these two situations and know what you want for yourself.
So before you go, your last few words before. I know it's been an amazing interview, amazing discussions we've had on here. And then I hope that it will go a long way to educate people from moving away, at least shy away from being addicted to these drugs, this gutter sniffing, glue sniffing. like so I beg you, your few last word before we.
All right. I think my last thought would be, know what works for you. And addiction is bad. Whether know what works for you. Addiction is bad. I know it's hard to jay away from addiction, but the right thing is to look within yourself. You can't escape from reality unless you work towards it. Whether you sleep and wake up, the problem will still be there tomorrow. Sure. You take alcohol to want to forget your sorrow, you wake up, the problem will still be there. The problem can only be solved when you bring a solution or you look for a solution. Alcohol, weed, pills is no solution to any problem. Thank you.
The last few.
Whether you like it or not, it will destroy you. So just don't even start in the first place. Because if you start, you cannot stop. And if you would stop, it would just take grace and then maybe rehabilitation center. Yeah. So don't even just try at all, because destroying yourself, we still need you. Please don't.
Guys, you've heard it all. Smoking is bad. Try and shy away from it. Sniffing of glue, sniffing of gutters, like just taking of bad pills is not good. So please don't forget to like and share. Please comment in the comment section. Whatever you think about this episode, let us know. Thank you. Bye-bye. Peace.